Josh Arnold Investments brings you.
Josh Arnold Investment Consultant brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1568, the last day of summer, June 20th, 2025. 101 degrees on this day just 3 years ago. I don't recall that, 2022, and it was 41 degrees on this day in 1992. Call Josh at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation. And here we are. We're opening the show. Thank you.
Consultation.
Hail the Flashlight King.
Hail you.
And now, from the mayor's office.
Now we have it?
There we go.
On the east shore of Speedway.
All right.
It's
I have
Garage
some,
Logic
hang
with
on.
Chris Reaver
Got it.
manning Technology Corner.
Hi.
Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
John Height in the newsroom. And of course,
Okay.
the rookie.
Thank you.
Here is your Flashlight King.
Thank you.
Fireworks Commissioner.
Ask for it,
That's
Benny.
right.
Of common sense.
Thank you.
Your mayor, Joe Sourcheray.
Let's go. Let's go.
Before we get to Wally, I want to say, do you have a shirt or anything resembling a shirt that you could put on?
Sleeves are optional at Back to the 50s,
I don't know
Joe.
why I'm sitting next to Kenny. who's
Did I buy this without sleeves or did I cut them off? I'm
Dressed
not
in
sure.
his-
Look at this though.
Store-bought.
Extra venting here at the neck.
Oh, God, help me. I do want to make a note. Back in the weather lately has been a bit hysterical. We are told that if we go outside tomorrow, we'll disappear. And we should be hydrated and stay safe and make your plans. And the records that would have to be beat tomorrow, the record is 95 set in 1910. And Sunday, the record that would have to be beat is 98 set the very next year in 1911. In those years, the meteorologists came on very primitive televisions and said, enjoy the weather. Today, the meteorologists come on TV and say, if you go outside, you'll instantly explode. So the weather's not interfering with the thing. I have never seen this big of a crowd at Back to the 50s in
impressive.
my life. And
It's
I've been going for 25 to 30 years. I have never seen it like this. We have Wally Burchell with us. He's with the Minnesota Street Rod Association. Am I on the right track, Wally? Is this as big as you've seen for an opening day?
This is really good for an opening day. We had a good one last year for the 50th also.
Yep.
But this is outstanding. I think everybody found out it wasn't going to rain, and they started coming down. And I heard that there were a lot of registrations of people who hadn't registered yesterday and today already.
How familiar are you? I would imagine you would have to become very familiar with this being the starting point of the great race.
Very familiar. Actually, the first time we did it was 2013.
Oh, they were here before.
Yes, they started here in 2013.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And that was the first time that we had them. I've known Jeff Stubb from the Great Race for about 15 years. This year, we were working on trying to do it for the 50th, just didn't work out. So this year, they're going to be going from Back to the 50s down to South Carolina.
Right out the main gate tomorrow. Is that correct?
Correct.
And their leaving is staged.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a minute apart. It's going to start out a little bit before noon. They're going to have the national anthem. They've got going to have a grand marshal who's going to say a few things. Jeff will be up there. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to take them about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get them all at the gate. There's
Right.
124 cars running this year, and it's a 10-day long timed event. So
And they fit right in here, don't they?
that little space.
Yeah.
We've actually got a 100-foot by about 600-foot space marked out for them right now. that
Now,
they'll be
Wally, I
coming in.
meant ideologically. They fit right in here.
Oh, yeah.
This is their deal.
This is their sweet spot.
Yeah. And are the participants in the Great Race out on the roads right now doing some trial runs?
Yes, they started a little while ago. They should be getting here in about an hour, hour and a half.
Coming back in.
Correct.
And will their cars remain here overnight, or they take them back to the Doubletree?
Most of them take them back.
Okay. All right. Wally, how long have you run the event?
I've been on the board for about 32 years.
It just remains one of the great events in the country, doesn't it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's one of the nicest venues you can have for an event like
Oh,
this.
it's perfect. Is it the largest of its kind in the country?
Yes, it is. As far as a 3-day event, we have the highest count total in one of our years, and this year it's looking like we're going to be up near 10,000 again.
10,000 cars?
Yes.
Good Lord. Good Lord. And still pre-1964.
Correct.
Explain that to us. I think I know the answer, but I enjoy hearing the answer every year.
Well, it started out as pre-64, and as a lot of others have evolved into 30-year runs or up to 74, something like that, the board has decided that we want to keep this a Back to the 50s event, like how it originally started. So we're keeping it at 64, and I don't see it changing anytime in the near future.
I had always heard, and you correct me, please, because I don't want to denigrate anything, but I always heard it was to keep Mustangs out. No, seriously. I always heard that it would have been an overflow of mid-60s Mustangs otherwise.
Chevelles.
Well, actually, we go to 64.
Yeah. Can you
There was-
get in with a Mustang?
There was never
if you got a
60
build date of pre-January 1?
but they were all 65 and up. There
No,
is
they were
no
all
such-
64 and a half.
Well, but it's a 65 is how
Okay.
they do it.
That's a
Okay.
65,
Yep.
yeah.
So that's how that breaks out.
So we're not going to see them, which is fine. I'm not,
Right.
again, I'm not ripping Mustangs. I love them, but I always heard that was part of the reasoning.
No, that was because of the date.
Well, and I heard wrong, and we're fact-based, aren't we?
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, I heard wrong. Anything special that we need to know about over the 3 days that the listeners might want to tune in for or show up for?
Well, a couple different things we've got going on. We've got Kids World that's sponsored by the Select Heartland Chevy dealers over in Block 15.
All right.
So they've got all kinds of bouncers and climbing walls and things like that. On Saturday, they're going to have kids tractor pulls and kids games. So there's all kinds of stuff for people to do. There's even O'Gara's has a beer stand over by there for the grandpas and grandmas and
I'm
everybody
shocked.
else.
Yeah. Oh, is that new?
2 years.
2 years you've been allowing beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in all the years I attended, that was one of my great regrets. I didn't even sneak it in.
Yeah, that was a fair board decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that's been waived, and now that
you quit drinking, they allow
now that I no longer imbibe, we can get beer at the Back to the 50s.
I have a question for Wally. Where's the unofficial cruising happen after hours tonight? Is it University, Snelling? My dad, when he was a kid, said they do Lake Street, then they jump up to University, go to the Capitol, back, and then all the way back to
I would have to say that the majority of the people who are attendees of Back to the 50s, the participants, don't cruise.
Oh.
They go back, they go out and eat, they get to bed, and then they get back up so they can be out here
They've
at
had
3
enough.
o'clock in line. Yeah. A lot of the stuff, the cruising that goes on and some of the issues are people who aren't attendees, but you will see a lot of some of the cars going back and forth on Snelling. Some of them get down to, Summit and some of the other streets, but the crowd has aged a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Do you fear that? Well, what's a way to state this?
I'll just say it the way you said it to us.
When this generation dies, is this over?
I would have to say no. And I've got a couple different perspectives. We're seeing a lot more young people getting involved here and a lot of kids of the older parents. I'm also the MSRA, National Street Rod Association representative for Minnesota, and doing events like the Nationals in Louisville and Des Moines and some of the others. We're seeing more and more young kids coming in with cars, and we're seeing a lot of young ladies with trucks.
Okay.
And they've got nice trucks.
Yep.
But you're seeing more families with...
Is trucks a euphemism for anything?
No, just...
Nice trucks.
Oh, beautiful ones,
Yeah.
yeah. And we see a lot of car seats.
Oh, yeah?
That's a really good sign.
That's a good sign.
Yep.
Yeah, because that an infusion of youth is going to be needed just to keep the values of the cars up, if nothing else.
What I've noticed more and more are crew cab cars, 4 doors, unrestored cars. Guys just do what it takes to get them on the road, get them registered, and then drive them as is. Because even in the boat world, Joe, in the vintage boat world, it's cost prohibitive for the youngsters.
Yeah.
They can't drop $80,000 on a hot rod.
Yeah, but Model A Fords are now affordable, and they weren't 25 years ago.
Cyclical.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
affordable.
one of the things you're seeing is a lot of them that look like they're totally original, but they've got a V8 in them and automatic power steering brakes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you'd think it was just an original car they pulled out of the pasture.
Yeah, everybody's doing the LS swap these days. Yeah.
A lot of those.
Wally, I can't tell you how much we enjoy it. Thanks for having us, and we appreciate talking to you.
May I ask a car question?
You may.
Wally, what would you do for a guy that maybe has a hole in the gas tank and can only fill up the gas tank to about 3/4 full?
He'll have.
When he pulls into a driveway of a coworker, what would you do for that?
I'd tell him to make sure he's parked on
Look
a
at
flat,
you.
and then take the gas tank out and replace the darn thing. Don't go.
Roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Don't go up or down hills.
See?
And don't park in my driveway.
Be horizontal.
Oh, and are you still doing the cylinder volume numbers?
Yes,
Yeah, I was gonna
absolutely.
ask that.
Cylinder index.
What do you
Yeah, I
suppose
was
the
just looking
cylinder
at mine
index
as I
is?
came over here, and I'm sitting at 198 right now.
You know what? I tell you, congratulations, but that's pretty pathetic. We met a guy here. He's at 661.
What?
Wow.
661. Outbuildings full of stuff. He didn't want to let too much on, but he's got 661. No,
Well,
you're
that's
doing very
impressive.
well. Are you urban or rural?
Rural.
That's still handsome.
What do
That's
you
handsome.
suppose the index is right here on the grounds?
Oh my God, it's in the millions.
Here's
It's in
the true miracle. Look what's on his finger.
What?
Look what's on his finger.
A wedding ring.
A wedding ring.
Yeah.
He's got that many cylinders and he's still married. Congratulations.
Well, and at the same time, my wife has got 2 Tahoes, a Camaro convertible, a 63 Cutlass convertible. So
Really?
She's
I'm
got us
doing
beat.
well.
Well, then you're married to the right woman.
Is she looking for a second husband?
No. She's an attorney, and I can't let her go.
Thanks, Wally.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you. I mentioned before that summer ends tonight. It ends at 9 p.m. tonight with the occasion of the summer solstice. For those of you who are members of the Royal Order of the 21sters, I myself am a charter member and president of the Royal Order of the 21sters. It's over at 9 p.m. tonight. We'll glide into a very nice autumn. But by the time December 21st, December 22nd rolls around, we're back. We're feeling really great. We're grilling and we're back outside.
You've had a cool summer this year.
We've had a cool summer. The summer's over tonight. This is one of the warmest days of a Royal Order of 21sters summer. And unfortunately, at 9 o'clock tonight,
So that means then that fall is going to be off to a very warm start. for you.
98.
we're going to have a very nice fall, very warm.
Do you
fall.
acknowledge heat index?
No, we don't. Again, on very primitive TV sets, the meteorologists in the early 1900s just said, "Oh, I bet people are enjoying this weather and they're going to the lakes." And now we're told you have to have a plan to stay safe. You must be hydrated. Get to a cooling center. Check on your neighbors. Worry about the dog. It's amazing we can even be here. It's just amazing. Unfortunately, not to get into our darkness from the mystery, but because we don't want to do that today. The day's coming when we'll be forbidden to gather above a certain temperature. The day is occurring.
Much like COVID.
Exactly, especially with the current governor, who could be a bit of a problem with that. The summer solstice occurs tonight at 10:42 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which means at 9:42 p.m. tonight, the Royal Order of the 21sters say, and then it's over. While it's often believed that the summer solstice is an event that spans an entire calendar day, the solstice actually lasts just a moment, and that's according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. So have a care. Just have a care. In meteorology, the official start of the summer season is June 1st. So even us 21sters have been enjoying meteorological summer.
Don't look at me when you say us.
Is there some type
You're a
of,
normal person.
is there some type of
I
banquet?
try.
Is there a meal? Is there any official?
I'm waiting for the delivery of something right here, right now.
I mean, for the okay, I see.
That'll
there
be
is-
our banquet.
There is food involved.
That'll be our banquet.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
I still had the hint of sunlight last night at about 9:51.
Well, tonight it'll be about 10 o'clock, and then watch it disappear off into the ether. It just gets darker and darker and darker. And
It'll be okay. You need a hug?
I'm fine.
Let's line up and give Joe
Not
a
by
hug.
a guy that's not wearing a shirt.
No, you need a sleeveless shirt hug from Kenny.
No, that's not
Oh,
going
I
to
think
happen.
that'd be great.
I have some emails that we need to get to. Boy, because we're a fact-based show, and boy, 2 people weighed in. We get a lot of mansplaining, don't we?
Well,
Yep.
The state fairgrounds is ground zero for mansplaining for the next 3 days.
Especially on
Every man here is an expert on cylinders.
You know what you should do?
Last night, I went to the Doubletree Hotel in Bloomington. It's right in front. It's between IKEA and the freeway.
Yep.
You guys, I got an email blast. My email was dinging for 30 minutes straight.
I sent
He sent
Kenny
me
videos.
videos.
This great race is a big deal.
It's really cool.
It is a big, big deal. And it's very expensive. I saw the cars that are being campaigned in the great race are amazing. I saw MGB GTs. I saw Jaguar XKEs, Corvettes, Packards, Studebakers, a 1918 American LaFrance, which I was tempted to clean, just my instincts, because it had oil spots all over it. I'm sure the thing throws oil the minute it's rolling down the road.
Those spots in that dirt, they're treasured.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing went up Pikes Peak, I think.
It was this one, whatever this is,
Then I saw a
with the straight
Hudson.
pipes.
No,
Yeah,
that's a Hudson.
Yeah.
That's a Hudson. The stuff in that parking lot is amazing. It's they'll be gathering here. They leave here tomorrow at noon, staged 1 minute at a time. Their first stop tomorrow night is Rochester, Minnesota.
Well, not to give anybody an idea, but do we have security in this lot?
Yeah.
You
They
won't-
do, okay.
These are the type of people that probably you would instinctively not fuss with.
Well, I get that personally, but I had a brother that stayed in Bloomington and
That's FAFO.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
I don't know what that means, but that's probably what it
Screw
is.
around and find out, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. LOL. Huh? Yesterday we talked about the bunker bomb. Anybody remember that on the show?
Sure,
yesterday?
sure.
We talked about
Yeah.
the bunker bomb, and a guy had given us a breakdown, comparing it in garage logic fashion to various cylinders and the weight of such objects. And of course, we're fact-based, so apparently we have to correct the record. Paul writes, sorry, your comparison to the bunker bomb doesn't add up with the construction equipment. The construction equipment numbers are way off. Just saying, good luck. And by that he means...
Well, that was an email, right?
So that bothered him so much that he penned an email.
Yeah, but this guy went a step further. This is from Andy Leach, who writes, Joe, I can't resist. In the letter you read yesterday comparing the size of the bunker buster bomb, the letter writer referenced a CAT 330 hydraulic excavator. He said it is 30,000 pounds. Not true. Caterpillar excavator models begin with a 3, and the second two numbers are the metric ton size. Thus, a Caterpillar 330 is a 30 metric ton excavator with a weight of approximately 66,000 pounds. Thought Kenny would have caught this, as he acts like such an expert in this type of equipment.
I agree with that.
I love the show. Let
Trying
me
to stay
know.
out of it.
Let me know if you ever want to see some big earth-moving equipment that shapes America. Take care, Andy Leach, and he's the regional manager of something. Oh, he's the regional manager of a heavy equipment
So
operation.
we did the math on that wrong, like you did the math wrong with mulch.
We didn't do any
Oh,
of the math
no,
wrong. I
he's-
was reading about an email from a listener,
Gotcha.
Chris. Do you pay attention?
So
Sometimes.
by heavy equipment operation, it's Ziegler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're a big damn deal in the Midwest.
Well, I'm aware of
I
it.
mean, a big deal.
All right.
Yeah.
They're not at back to the 50s, however.
I would say that nothing is more satisfying than using heavy equipment. That time I got to go down by Hastings or whatever it was and do the backhoe and all that stuff, it was very thrilling.
Kelly in Newport.
Are you
North-
working with heavy equipment today?
Good story, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was
I'm done for the day.
no, that
Dan,
was
get me a
exciting.
beer.
That was exciting.
Okay.
I'm
now
glad
get
you.
paid.
I'm glad you had that opportunity.
Matthew, I enjoyed the story.
I disagree. I don't think you guys are being sentimental, being sarcastic.
Kelly from North Carolina, Newport, North Carolina writes, Joe, on yesterday, you mentioned that you had seen kids playing. The other day, I witnessed 3 teenagers. One was recording with his phone. The other friend hitting a jump on his bicycle, jumping over the third kid. Not a helmet in sight. Is
Nice.
this a ray of hope?
Hell yeah.
Yes,
Hell
that's a ray
yes.
of hope.
That's awesome.
That's a ray of
Let's
hope.
hope the day ended with at least one broken limb.
Well, there has to be an injury
Don't
or
tell
two.
Mom.
Yeah.
That's what builds character.
Were you guys good ramp builders? And what was your choice of material?
No, we didn't build ramps, Matt.
What did you do?
We had chug races.
chug
Chug
races?
races?
Chug. Don't you know what a chug is?
No idea.
No.
Chug is a couple of planks, and you you fashion a front axle and put two wagon wheels on it in the back. You
We
put
call
two
that
wheel-
go-karts.
Well, we called them chugs.
Downhill, right?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
and the neighborhood dogs were highly involved.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes they'd run you right off the course. But you'd tie clothesline rope to each end of the front 2x4 that was the front axle.
I remember,
And
yeah.
that was for steering.
Oh, yeah.
And
This
that
is
was
during
called
the
a-
I
Depression.
did not know it was called the
Boy,
Chuck.
this sure is back to the 50s, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, that's just mean, John. That's
Sorry.
just mean.
John,
Yeah.
it really is.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Let me tell you something.
If
Let
you're
me-
offended.
I have news for you.
Uh-huh.
Most of us, maybe not people like you, but most of us, we try to recapture our youth from time to time. And although I won't get on a chug, I will say that this event is probably the premier event for recapturing your past if you're of a certain age, right? Just to
Sure,
see these.
yeah.
These were the cars your ma took you to school in.
Yeah.
You know, these were the cars that were used as a daily driver in the middle of the winter. I can't believe some of the British stuff was used as your daily driver. How did it not fall apart by December 1st?
That little thing with the half door. What the hell was that thing?
That was a Triumph TR3.
amazing little
And they had
car.
side curtains. They didn't even have windows.
Yeah.
There was a bit drafty, but people bought those as their regular cars. You'll see a lot of
But that was fun in January.
Here at Back to the 50s.
What is your car, Joe? What is, if a car is driving around here, do you have a model year in mind that you see and say, wow, I wish I had that?
For years, my takeaway car from this event would be a 1946 Ford convertible.
46 Ford convertible.
Or any Corvette between 1954 and 1967.
What car would you walk to the opposite side of the grounds to see right now?
None.
Oh. That's
Because it's probably something I've seen before.
that's kind of bitter sounding.
No,
but-
I don't mean it. I don't even mean it bitterly. It would have to. I can't imagine what it would be. I suppose if there was some rare Aston Martin, I might, or a Bugatti, something like that, a Bentley race car. Guys, my brother Doug is turning 70 on June 26th. He retired 5 years ago. He was hoping to work longer, but unfortunately he became ill. He had 7 surgeries since his retirement and now lives in assisted living. He listens to you guys every day. I can't tell you how much pleasure your humor and reporting has brought him. Thank you for being his entertainment during his trying time. Thank you. But we will not say
No, we can't.
happy
No,
birthday to
no,
this
no,
guy
we can't say
on
happy
June 26th. It would be
No.
Doug's 70th birthday on June 26th. But we
Seems
don't
unreasonable.
We don't do that.
We don't mention that.
I would
We
probably
don't
do
mention
that.
That's too bad.
I would probably do
It's
that.
too bad because it sounds like
What
you
am I
could really
doing?
use it, you know.
Say
How about
it-
an e-bike? You're
It's-
at Back to the 50s.
Well, that would be nice to have to ride around the grounds.
Oh, you are right.
I wonder if they would be allowed in. I don't
No.
know if you can bring a bicycle
No,
in.
you have to park it on the.
Probably.
Yeah.
But if you could, I don't ride a bus, but if I did. No, EcoFun Motorsports is, you got to get up there if you haven't been there. It is really fun. It's the electric bike capital of the world. All the electric bikes have been in stock since pre-tariff. It's motorcycles, many different brands, all fabulous motorcycles, youth recreational gas scooters and little gas 4x4s. And they got neat deals on them where parents can control the speed. And they've got Yamaha wave runners that the parents can set up. I suppose it'll take the kid about 30 seconds to figure out the code, but a parent can hold the speed down on one of the jet
That
skis.
just makes the parent feel better.
Yeah, they got 4x4s and side-by-sides and helmets and apparel and everything in EcoFun. In Forest Lake / Columbus, EcoFun is on 97, immediately west of 35. And down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42. and a great website. Get up to EcoFun. Make it part of your journey to back to the 50s. You won't regret it. EcoFunMotorsports.com.
I can't imagine. Such, could you imagine a place where Seafoam is more loved, more appreciated, and more appropriate
Oh, that's got to get the horn. That's definitely got to get the horn.
than right here at the 51st Annual MSRA Back to the 50s weekend?
I'm going to answer your question.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
How many of these cylinders do you think have received tender, loving care from the Seafoam motor treatment? All of them?
Yeah, if there's 10,000 entries, just call them, let's just say 6 cylinders. There's 60,000 cylinders here minimum.
We're talking putting them to bed in the fall, waking them up in the spring, receiving regular doses throughout the season. This is literally a Seafoam event. Oh, my God, I just said literally. Sorry about that. You got to
Also
wonder...
gets the horn.
Now, how many of these hot rods have a couple, 2-3 spray jugs of Bugs Be Gone sitting in the back, keeping those windscreens and bumpers and grills bug-free on their journeys? Bugs Be Gone, perfect for the fancy cars. It's not going to harm or stain the paint, the fiberglass, plastic, chrome, or anything on a vehicle. Safe on all surfaces, works on any organic material. Far more for just bugs. I wish I would have brought some. We should have brought some here to give away, to tell you the truth. And, of course, the Deep Creep penetrating oil. You're not going to restore a car without gallons and gallons of Deep Creep. It really works amazing. All of the Seafoam products work better than anything else on the market. The big three, the motor treatment, the Bugs Be Gone, the Deep Creep. It's actually a GLer's emergency survival kit, all from our buddies at Seafoam. Joe?
Hey, let's make sure we thank our presenting sponsor
Mike was just
today.
here from We Are Nuts. They're
Ruck.
sponsoring us here today.
Where's
Thank
Ruck?
you.
Where's
Thank
Ruck?
you.
Where's Ruck?
What do you got?
Check this out, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, We Are Nuts.
Coming to the State Fair in 2025, Michael just brought by the Big Dill Toffee Peanuts.
Oh,
Rookie, get over here. Get over here. Get over here. He's got a sample.
I gotta,
He can't get
I gotta
through.
do this.
I know.
No.
Where's Rook? Where's
Let me
Rook?
just
Where's
smell
Rook?
them. Let me smell them.
You want to smell him? Give him a sniff.
Oh, geez.
Let the record show Such is sniffing nuts.
And anybody touches these cashews, and you're going to have to deal with me.
No,
Here we go.
No, we'll be taking the cashew.
No, see,
Say, I was just talking
Wow.
to Ingy, longtime friend of the show, and he showed me it's a wonderful picture. It's a picture of Ingy with our governor, and it's signed Joe C.W., The Experience. I don't know what that means.
cockwomble.
Oh, yeah. See you at the fair. Now, the story Ingy has told me is that he lobbied the governor on our behalf and said, would you like to go on Garage Logic? And the governor said, oh, I'd love to. I can't wait. He's been asked 15 times. He's never come on. He never will. But that's a great picture of Ingy and the governor.
Nice job, Ingy. Nice job.
A great picture. Wonderful. Thank you.
The only thing that would have made it better said you had your GL hat
Now
on
I'm putting
Governor
it
Walz.
back in the folder
Can somebody get Ingy a mic?
and come up. No, Matt. No.
Mark me down for that.
And just take this away. I
Mark
don't
me
want
down for that
I
one.
don't want any pictures of the governor. I'm not keeping this.
Here, I'll hang on to it.
I'm not keeping that. You got to be kidding.
Such, before we move on, let's talk about this. Another car show
Yes.
coming up in July. A very British car show. It's going to be at this big party we're having at Cedar Lake Speedway. The event time, noon, but you can show up anytime in the afternoon. We're all going to be there hanging out, not doing a show. And if you do own a British car, please bring it by and show it off. And if you want to stay after the event, things get a little dusty at a dirt track race. They have a separate building in an arena where you can park that vehicle and keep it dust-free for the evening. So please join us, Cedar Lake Speedway, Saturday, July 12th.
What's the official time that GL is there?
We're hoping we'll all be there around 3, 4 o'clock, and I really want you guys to stick around for a few races. I want you to experience...
What if I have a thing?
No, you don't have a thing.
We already cleared your calendar.
I want you to experience what it's like when they drop the green flag on the late models and the sprints. It's really, really something.
What time's the first race?
What is it, right around 6:30?
Okay.
6, yeah. Right at
and
6.
we already cleared it. You're giving everybody a ride to and from.
You couldn't fit in the car I'm bringing.
Oh.
I'll stay in the moment and bring a British car.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
Say, are we talking to race people today? The great race.
You want me to roll up the Jetta?
Pardon?
You want me to roll up the Jetta?
I think you should roll up in it.
Okay,
Yes,
I
yes.
can handle that.
Here, are we talking to anybody from the
I
great
was
race?
really hoping Jeff was going to stop by. I don't know if he'll be here or not. And the owner and driver of the 1918 American La France also threatened to show up and talk to us for a few minutes. That's unconfirmed. I don't know if he'll be
Are
here.
they part of a group called the Troubadours of Finland?
It's
What are they called?
it's WTF.
The World Tour of Finland.
Shut up.
No.
No,
Yesterday,
these guys are goofballs.
Yesterday in the parking lot out at the hotel where I did my due diligence and went out to see stuff, there was a huge revised school bus.
Yeah.
And I could hear laughter and merriment from inside. And I saw people inside the school bus, and I think they were being festive.
These guys in years past have hooked up the window washing system on
Yep.
cars
Yeah.
and poured adult beverages
Really,
in there
really.
and then run the hose into the
Shut up.
Yeah, no, there are people, Chris.
Well,
there are people.
on the side of the school bus, it said World Tour of Finland.
Yeah.
And then I came across the 1918
Yep.
American La France.
Yep, yellow.
That's their car.
Yeah, yeah.
They campaigned that in the Great Race.
Driving from Alexandria down to the Twin Cities yesterday, they broke down, had clutch issues,
Yeah.
pulled it over to the side of the road, got out the tools, manufactured a part, slapped it back together,
Yeah.
continued on.
That's
their way.
like rebuilding a Honda 350 motorcycle in a parking lot.
Yeah,
It just
exactly.
takes you about an hour, and
Right.
you're back on the
They
road.
truly are shade
Yeah.
tree mechanics.
I know.
Yeah.
What I would ask the great racers,
Here, I have information, updated information for you. The Great Race started at 11:30, so they're driving over now.
they're practicing.
Right, but we
But our
have Matt
guy-
Avery,
Oh.
and he's here waiting. So
Oh.
Matt, come on over.
Oh, fantastic.
Grab the mic.
Can you guys hear us out there? Matt's with Meekum, I think.
You
Yes,
just
he
stand
is.
out front
Matt, right here.
so you can hear us.
It's like
yeah.
I got in trouble in school.
Here, Matt, take mine. Take mine.
I have a Meekum story for Matt. I don't know where Matt is.
Matt's over by Johnny.
All right. Matt,
Got you loud and clear.
what's your last name?
Avery.
Matt Avery, you're with Meekum Auctions.
That's correct.
Couple of questions. What role does Meekum have here at Back to the 50s?
So we are proud to be a sponsor. We're
Of the Great Race or Back to the 50s?
so back to the 50s, and we're also sponsoring the entertainment stage.
All right.
Which I think is getting ready to rev up. We're looking forward to that. And I think kind of beyond that, we're just looking at how can we get even more involved in the automotive community and great events like this. So
I'm
we're-
sorry we have to foghorn your use of the word community.
Oh, boy.
Because everything is a community.
Everything's
these
a
days.
community.
Yeah,
All right. So what do
yeah.
we call it?
Uh,
Squad?
Just the world.
Bunch of dummies.
Matt, how long have you worked for Dana Meekum?
7 years.
So that you would be in my time frame. I have a brief Dana Meekum story. I was at the Lake Geneva, Wisconsin Antique Boat Show probably 7 years ago. And I did not know this, but I learned that there was going to be a very festive occasion at Dana's house, which is on Lake Geneva. And I started to go to it, but was told to turn around in the driveway. I was walking down to this marvelous home of his in the driveway, and I apparently did not have the right credentials. So I gazed fondly at his property and walked back up the driveway and walked with my head hanging back to the hotel. It was a
By the
short
way,
walk.
this is not the first time this has happened to him, by the way.
But I didn't know he lived in Wisconsin.
Correct. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
company's headquartered there. That's where the Meekum family is set up.
Yeah. Boy, are they ever.
But we're out. I mean, we're not even there that much, though, guys. I mean,
No.
we are out on the road holding auctions around the country.
Isn't it become a marvelously big business?
It has. It has.
Jeez.
I mean, well, and it's way beyond just the transaction of the automobiles, right? I mean, it's the live entertainment. It's why we want to come out
Yep.
and get together around these cool classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles. So, I mean, we just provide a forum to connect buyers and sellers, but there's so much more that goes on site at an auction.
Are you guys friendly with the other auctioneers? I'm thinking of particularly of Barrett Jackson, or are they the hated rival?
I mean, they're aware of us, and we're aware of them. I mean, we don't exchange Christmas cards, I suppose, but well, you know. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, you know, and you know, the other thing too, guys, that I've been told by those in the industry is that, you know, there's really enough room for all of us if you really think about it.
Yeah, there really is.
You know, I mean, there's so much demand and activity to see what these cars are bringing at auction. Also, just to see them. I mean, a lot of people love just the live TV broadcast. Just having it on the background.
I can
just
lose hours and hours if I flip it on a Mecum auction. Next thing you know, the sun's gone down. I'm sitting there drooling all over myself, and I've seen some of the most amazing vehicles in the United States.
What
and
is
the
your
people that get to buy them?
What is your role with Mecum?
So I am one of our on-air talent and hosts. I host 2 different shows for Mecum Auctions.
What are they called?
So Mecum in the Morning, that's our live morning show where myself and my co-host Breon Poland, we get viewers up to speed with what's in store for the auction day ahead. That's kind of what we say. So that airs every morning of an auction day.
That's a podcast.
No, it's a video. It's a video show
on YouTube.
Yeah, you can find it on Mecum's
okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
So we have a lot of fun there, and then that's also an opportunity for us to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit further on what happens during the Mecum experience, because a lot of people only know us from either coming out in person, which is fantastic, or our TV broadcasts. But as you guys know, probably a lot of people in the room, there are so many other moving parts for the well-oiled machine that is our operation. I was talking with a fan yesterday here on site at the show who just commented. They said, "How many semi-trucks does your operations team?" And I said, "I don't even know, because a lot of times I show up and I'm surprised at all of the stuff that we have for each of those auctions, on top of all the cars and trucks and motorcycles that are there."
Has Mecum been previously involved with Back to the 50s?
So we have many years ago, and I will say we're always looking at new markets. I mean, but we're excited to be back. Like I said, just involved with the not the community, the posse here. How about that? Does that work?
That works.
Does that work? All right, posse.
Does Mecum have
So-
any role in the Great Race as a sponsor?
So that you'd have to check some of the details in the program for the Back to the 50s.
Okay,
So
okay.
I think we were part of the kickoff, but I'd have to confirm and get back to folks. in
Will
the room.
you leave this event and attend a similar one next week?
So yeah, I mean we've got activations going on now in Monterey, California, as we gear up for that event later this summer. Over the last couple of weeks, we had several of our team members, myself included, the Hot Rod Power Tour. Which
Fun.
super fun.
I would love to be on that.
Super fun. If you guys haven't done it.
Do you know what the Power Tour
I
is?
do not.
Describe it briefly for Joe.
Oh, man. All right. So how do you describe the Hot Rod Power Tour? You basically get together with thousands of other people who are crazy about their cars, and then you go drive around.
And
Okay.
you go from, much like the Great Race,
it's-
there's a destination. every
Correct.
day.
And it's organized.
Yeah.
You know, but Hot Rod provides the route of the 5 stops of where this caravan is going. This year was their 31st year, and I think they said they had the most participants around. I think 7,000 vehicles.
Yeah.
And so basically, it's a caravan in the sense of you're all going in the same direction, but it's not a parade. It's basically you leave with your friends, and you see all these groups of cars and trucks on the road. It's such a fun time.
And you run down a drag strip, right?
Correct.
At
So-
each event, and the day ends at a drag strip. You take off your street tires, you put on the race tires, you do a couple runs, then you put everything back to street form and head down the road. It's fantastic. A lot of fun.
Will Mecum be having an auction at Pebble Beach?
So we're there on the Monterey Peninsula.
Yep.
So yeah, come August.
Was that considered your premier auction of the year?
It is in some ways, just because of the nature of being out there for Car Week.
I can't. That's on my bucket list. I've done the Lake Tahoe Antique Boat Show, which is the best of its kind. I've never done Pebble Beach. I really want to do that someday.
You've got to get out there.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal week. And I will say, in terms of what prestige or whatever, I mean, yeah, that's typically where we'll have the fewest amount of cars at an auction, but also the highest price point for those, right? But I will say, I mean, a lot of people know us for our January Kissimmee auction.
That's true.
which is a 10-plus day event down there in Kissimmee, Florida, 4,000 plus cars. But then another one too is our Indianapolis, which is a lot closer here for folks in the room.
What's the closest? What's the closest Mecum auction to St. Paul, Minnesota?
It'd be
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis or perhaps Kansas City. Mm-hmm. But both of those are great
It's about
opportunities.
11-hour stretch.
What would determine if you were to have one here? How would that happen?
An auction here in Minnesota?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be one of those we would look at the market to see, just saying, hey, what's currently in that space? Is there demand for an auction in the space?
Probably not. A lot of Priuses around here.
A lot of Priuses.
Yeah. Probably not really ready yet. Yeah.
See, I have a question for you, and Joe, maybe suit you. Yeah, take your headphones off. Go ahead. Are you hiring? Seriously, I would love to work for Mecum.
I don't have anything witty to say to you, but I wish
What
I
did
did.
he just ask
Just
him?
say yes.
Yeah, of course.
No, I
yeah,
missed
of
it.
course.
What did he say to him?
Nothing. I just
No,
passed him the time of
he
day.
asked what the weather was, Joe. It's all good. It's all good. But we do have a lot of fun. I mean, all kidding aside, we are passionate. Like I said, those who were with me on the Hot Rod Power Tour, I was down there for one of my shows producing content, but we were joined by a family. We have a husband-wife team, and they were with their two 20-year-old boys, and it was summer vacation. Like, they were there wearing Mecum gear, but for them, it was like, this is how we want to spend our off time. And it's just, we are passionate. I will say the enthusiasm that you see, whether it be on site or on any of our broadcasts, I mean, it's genuine. We eat, sleep, and breathe these cars just like most of these people do in the room.
And what I've noticed from continued watching is there's a tendency to maybe typecast the show as only being for people who buy $150,000, $500,000 cars. There are some incredible deals on Mecum, and you can get into a hell of a set of wheels for $20,000. So you cover all aspects of autos.
Yeah, you really can. That's a fantastic point that we're trying to broadcast more and more just because obviously it's the 6- and 7-figure sales, right, that get the most news,
Yeah,
that get the most
sure.
buzz, the Bullet Mustang, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But when you come out to an auction, especially in some of those early days, I mean, you can find great collector cars for under $10,000 that are great for collectors getting into the market or for people looking to expand their collection. It's not all just the high dollar stuff that's unattainable.
Yep.
Matt, I appreciate it. Do you have gifts for us? Some Mecum T-shirts or hats or cars or anything like that?
I'll find some stuff.
I'm kidding.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Set of
I'm
keys.
kidding. Thank you, Matt. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. Appreciate
All right,
it.
thank you. We're going to take a brief time out here, and I don't know what
We'll
follows.
be back with news. Johnny Height news.
Johnny's got a little news for us, but he's going to keep it back to the 50-ish.
Welcome back to Garage Logic live at Back to the 50s here. Hey, how about a quick shout out to our friends at We Are Nuts? They are the presenting sponsor of us being here at O'Gara's. Where's Michael? There's
there.
Michael right here. So he is the reason that we're here today. But he is the second generation
smash
owner.
your phone?
No, don't smash my phone. I'm
I
not
will
talking
if you
fast.
speak fast.
But he's going to hand out this right here. I mentioned this earlier. The new Dill Pickle We Are Nuts collection is going to be here at the Minnesota State Fair. I was not aware until yesterday that they have a location up at the Blue Barn up on the west end at the State Fair, for the State Fair.
All right.
Okay.
These big dill toffee peanuts that he just worked on today.
Yeah.
That we've been eating.
I was going to say, is there anything left?
Nah, about
gone.
six of them.
Rook, take care of that
They're
one,
pretty
too.
good, man.
But anyway, he's going to be
Really
handing out
good.
samples and stuff.
Yeah, we're up at the North Market. We got our booth at the North Market, air conditioned for tomorrow. Brand new bathrooms, air conditioned in the ladies' market. So come visit us. You can buy a nut house. That's our show special, $30 for any four. Pick any four.
All right, thank you.
Nice.
Thanks, Michael. You're the best. WeAreNutsMN.com is their website.
I thought you were going to do something.
Yeah, I just did.
Oh, all right.
Here's John Height, the newsroom.
Here in his remote Back to the 50s newsroom is John Height.
Thank you, Joe. And we're going to keep it a little light, but we'll start with Adrian Peterson. I don't know if you guys.
That's pretty light.
Dear God, this guy is swirling the drain.
What I
Is he the
missed?
guy who rode a llama into his birthday party?
Camel. It was a camel.
It was a camel, yeah.
Adrian got into a scuffle with a fellow card player at a club in his native Texas. It was all recorded on video. That video obtained by TMZ. If you haven't seen it,
It's depressing.
Well, who won the
It
fight?
is.
Is it a slap fight?
It's there's a lot of punches thrown. I don't know how many.
Well,
land.
they're both about a .20.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd like to
that's
hear
nasty.
that Adrian at least won. He's an NFL player. Let's go here.
Apparently, Peterson acknowledges one thing led to another after he and a friend had a disagreement at a gaming table.
I see.
The video shows Peterson absorbing punches to the face before he counters with a few blows of his own. The fight, if you watch the video, moves through a big portion of the room that they're in. He told TMZ that, quote, "Me and the guy, we're cool. It was literally like a brother situation. We agreed to disagree." Adrian's had some problems, with the law now and then. We won't.
Adrian's going to be broke and in prison within 5 years.
Isn't it fun to know that you're playing cards with your buddies, a fight breaks out, one buddy records it, and immediately puts it on social media?
Yep.
That is fantastic.
That is true friendship.
Wow.
That's true friendship.
The fight was, if you watch it, a bunch of friends keep following him around trying to stop it, but they never reach him. They just keep going, punching.
Well, he's elusive.
That's the elusive Adrian
He's a
Peterson.
running back.
Passengers on a recent United Airlines flight to Chicago were shocked to find a surprising message greeting them on every single in-flight video screen on the plane. Some of the customers, though, they thought it was funny. Others, they didn't think it was that funny. One of the passengers shared a photo of the video which said, "Welcome aboard flight Bite Me One to Chicago."
Oh,
That's not funny. I know funny. That's not funny.
Oh, you do you?
Yeah, that's not funny.
Okay.
Would bite me too?
That'd be funny.
Okay.
It wasn't just displayed once. Further down the screen, as you continue to read, the flight number was again displayed as Bite Me One. The passenger wrote, "This is what the in-seat monitor displayed on today's flight. Not a good look, United."
How was bite
wow.
spelled?
B-I-T-E.
All right.
It's all one word. B-I-T-E-M-E.
Is
one.
somebody suing for emotional damages?
Not yet.
so to find out who did it, though, you just have to find out who was on their last day that day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Hey.
How is bite supposed to be spelled?
I was just wondering if it was B-Y-T.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I don't know why. I don't know why I wondered that.
All the tech people are laughing.
Isn't a bite in computer language B-Y-T-E?
Yes,
Correct,
you are
yeah.
correct. Yeah.
I guess that's why I wondered.
I see.
Some, not everybody hated it. Some commentators on the post said it was funny and that, a little humor in this day and age is sorely needed. One wrote, "If this genuinely makes you mad, you need to take it easy. Life isn't that serious."
That's right.
This story involves death, but it's kind of a weird story.
It's a real knee slapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, so good, huh?
I'm going to need your Kenny Olson's thoughts on this because I'm a little confused. A man is dead after crashing a snowmobile into a tree early Sunday morning in Mason, authorities said. Mason is in New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. New Hampshire Fish and Game said around 2:15 in the morning, conservation officers were notified of a possible snowmobile crash on Old County Road. The operator was 37-year-old Didier Jucharm of Mason, New Hampshire. He went off the road at a high rate of speed and hit a tree. He was not wearing a helmet. Speed, not surprisingly alcohol, and operating on a public way appear to be the lead contributing factors in the crash. Now, here's the part that confuses me, Kenny.
Yeah.
Do we drive snowmobiles in summer?
I think everything's answered by what you've already said. 2:15 in the morning and alcohol.
Alcohol,
Anything goes.
Let me-
Hold my
let me-
beer. Watch this.
Let me tell you something, John. Down in Rice County, June snowmobile driving, not a problem.
Really?
Yeah, we'll take care of that. down
He
there.
wasn't water skipping, was he? Did he come
No.
off a pond?
No, there was no mention whatsoever of water.
Huh.
And highs that day were in the 70s in Mason, so, obviously there was no snow left.
Maybe he thought there was snow.
Snowmobiles work just fine.
That doesn't
In the
wreck the
summer,
track?
they don't turn.
That's
Well,
true.
Yeah.
That's why he hit the tree,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Sorry. A 36-year-old Texas woman is being held on felony stalking charges in a bizarre case where a wedding was allegedly held without the groom's consent or presence.
That's happened.
Kristen Spearman was arrested and booked into the McLennan County Jail. Beverly Hills Police Chief Corey Martin said his office was contacted by a 42-year-old man who said he found a package from his ex-girlfriend at his home that included a copy of a marriage certificate saying he was married. The victim told police he had been in a relationship with the suspect. They had gotten a marriage license around June 2nd, but had broken up before the wedding took place. The chief there said the investigation determined the woman had convinced a pastor to certify the marriage without the groom being present. Chief said then she went to the county clerk's office and filed the certificate. With the assistance of the Hewitt Police Department, the suspect was located at a residence near Hewitt. Police obtained an arrest warrant for third-degree felony stalking and took her to jail. The chief said his department was not releasing any info on who officiated the ceremony because they're moving forward.
Too complicated.
And with her one phone call, she called her husband and say, "Why haven't you picked me up yet?"
Yeah. You know I'm impatient. Why'd you leave me at the station? It was like 45 below.
Anyway,
Hey, one of the odd story from St. Louis. A runner was injured Thursday after a car crash in downtown St. Louis, hit a fire hydrant, and sent a piece of the hydrant flying, and it then hit the runner. According to a First Alert 4 staff member at the scene, the vehicle happened around 7 in the evening. A fire hydrant near the corner was hit. A piece of it hit the runner, who was near the intersection about a block away. A spokesperson for the St. Louis Fire Department said the runner was transported to an area hospital, does have some serious injuries, but is expected to recover.
Boy, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Running along.
Get hit by a fire hydrant.
Isn't Grandma's this weekend, speaking of that?
Yes.
Are you heading up?
I wonder if they'll call it off because of the heat.
You know, that's exactly what I was just about to ask you.
There's some event in town. Isn't there some sporting event in the north suburbs? It'll be called off if it hits 87.1 degrees.
A running event?
I'm not making that up.
in Blaine?
I think it is.
The
Yeah.
sports center. Yeah.
87.1.
Huh.
Wonder how they arrived at that number.
I don't know, but the day is coming when we back to the 50s will not be allowed because it's too warm.
Was it last year? When did they cancel the Twin Cities Marathon?
I think that was 2 years.
2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Well, I remember one year when it was about this, and Jess ran the marathon, and I remember thinking, I don't know how she's going to get through it.
Did she?
Oh yeah, she finished.
That's
I bet
fine.
you checked
Thank
your
you.
life insurance.
Thank you. John, anything else?
That's cash, right? I'm going to need all that.
Only an accidental find, because I love these stories and you guys are always bored by them. I'll read it. A 10th century burial site believed to have belonged to a Viking noble family has been discovered in northern Denmark, packed with a spectacular trove of ancient objects. Pearls, coins, ceramics, and a box containing a gold thread were unearthed during construction work near Lisbjerg, a village located within 4 miles north of Aarhus, Denmark's second largest city.
Good job on the accents there.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just making it up. And nobody knows if it's
No,
right here.
They
You
don't
know,
know.
they
They're
don't
all
have
half
any
in the
idea.
bag.
Yeah. Archaeologists found the site contained about 30 graves dating from the second half of the 10th century. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, huh? Can you?
Well, isn't that
No, John, I can't.
Isn't that bad juju though, that you're digging in their grave and taking their belongings?
I think their statute of limitations ran out.
Got it.
I would guess that they'll. I'm looking ahead in the story to see if they're going to do anything about that rook.
Any wheat pennies?
It doesn't
Maybe
look
worth
like,
a lot.
Doesn't look like they care. whether
John,
or
was
not
it on private property?
Oh God, you guys are asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Well, you're the news guy.
Yeah, I don't know, Kenny. I don't know anything about that.
You know,
Right,
two of
thanks
the kids I used to have are daughters,
Yep.
and I brought them to this event probably more than once when they were very young, and both of them are do not like cars anymore. They just want nothing to do with it.
Were they
One of whom has become the world's worst driver. That when she hits something, she just keeps hitting it until she's free.
Yep.
Were they of stroller age or walking age?
Walking.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, you take them at stroller age, they don't have any psychological wounds.
Right.
They don't remember it.
Right.
What did they like to eat when they were out here?
You know what, Matt? Back then, I'm not even sure there was food stamps.
maybe part of it because you were falling down drunk?
No,
the
that's
entire
not.
day?
No, that's very
Daddy's
unkind.
sleeping again.
Very unkind of you. That did not. that did
Sleeping
not-
under a tree?
That never happened.
Well, a dog
That
urinated
never
on your
happened.
foot?
I just find it interesting. It was my way of trying to indoctrinate them, and they just didn't bite. They didn't like it at all. They really didn't care.
So it's just the girls. The oldest one didn't come along.
Then I got a kid who really is into cars.
Yeah,
He
okay.
likes cars.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's great, isn't
That's
it? That
a
was
great
little-
story.
Good
Didn't,
little
didn't he call you out one
Great
time
story.
to tell you that I think you had the Audi. What was the silver Audi?
Yeah.
And he basically said, "You're basically driving a German LeBaron."
Right. German taxi cab. Yeah. Which I resented that
And
remark.
you sold it right away.
I did. I got rid of it.
Yes.
Now I'm going to say this.
What are you driving now, Joe?
We're going to take a brief timeout.
Let's talk about North American Banking Company, shall we? 6 Twin Cities locations to serve you. Here, I'm going to put my hand out here, so if in case I talk too fast, you can smack it down. We got 6 locations in the Twin Cities. You can find out more online at nabankco.com. I actually got a great email that I was trying to pull up from Jim. He's a small business owner, and he said, thank you for the recommendation of North American Banking Company, because the thing that's different about North American Banking Company as opposed to those big national banks is the fact that they are locally owned and operated. And Joe, do you know why that's important?
Why?
That means that loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They don't send these loans out of state. They handle them right here. So give Mr. Bilski a call or just find them online at nabankco.com. They're wonderful people. I have made the switch from my big national bank. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender back to the 50s here at O'Gara's. Where's Danny O'Gara, by the way? Is he here? Shout out to O'Gara's for having us once again at Back to the 50s.
Yeah, Danny's here, Chris is here, Tommy Kippers is here, the whole crew.
Joe's wondering what kind of APB he's going to put out for Reuben Bites.
Every time I'm at this event, I think of the cars that I had that I wish I still had.
Such as?
Well, a 29 Model A Ford two-door.
How did you acquire that?
I bought it.
Well, I mean, why were you interested in that car? Restoration purposes?
Yeah, well, didn't even need restoration.
Oh.
That's more than 50 years ago. The thing still could have been a daily driver. Then I had a 1936 Chev pickup truck, but it didn't have a universal joint, so it really didn't go anywhere. Then I had a 1940 Dodge. I had a 54 Ford.
The Dodge, what model was that?
It was a two-door coupe, doctor's sedan or something.
What
Well,
engine was in that? Straight 6?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I had a 56 Ford pickup truck, 54 Ford Mainliner. I had, I'm trying to think of some of the older stuff I had. I think none of them really ran very well. A buddy of mine had a 1925 Dodge sedan that we had lawn chairs in the back of that.
Nice.
Because it didn't have a seat.
Travel safe.
And you couldn't go more than a mile, and that would overheat. You'd have to stop and put water in it. It was an era when people my age were entirely fascinated by the automobile.
Yeah.
Now, the fellow we talked to who runs this,
Wally
Burchell, he is confident. I think he has to be in the business of being confident, but no less. He was confident that this will continue. And boy, I meant to ask Matt from Mecum about there are certain segments of the auto business where the values are really falling. British car values are really falling.
That astounds me.
Yeah,
I
not
can't believe
Jags,
that.
not Jags and Aston Martins, but Triumph and MG.
But weren't
Man,
you the
if
one?
you want to get into the British car hobby, you can get in for a
Why?
song right
Why
now.
are they dropping?
I don't. They were the people who might want to have one don't remember them. They were never part of the American consciousness.
Okay.
They once in a while I run into people that say, "Oh, my dad had one."
Yeah.
But they have successfully remained uninterested about it.
Tell me something, and we probably had this conversation off the air, but why is my treasured 1965 Chevy Impala, not a Super Sport, could be a 283, why are they selling for $35,000 to $45,000?
I don't know their appeal.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know the appeal that. Are there any? I bet there are some here.
Oh, I'm
If
sure.
you walk the grounds, you'd
not
find
a,
some.
Not a 65, but my deal
Oh
is.
yeah, it's got to be 64.
I love the 65. It was a one-off year with 6 taillights in the back.
You know, that 85 Impactful wasn't too bad either. DZL 697, that was our plate. That would breeze through. You could go into SPA's parking lot after a fresh snow and just whip donuts.
What kind of car was this?
1985 Chevy Impala.
Well, that's great.
No, a Caprice Classic.
Yeah.
It was Caprice Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silver with that red plastic. It wasn't even leather. It was fake leather.
It was pleather.
It was pleather. I don't know why my old man bought that, but that was a good
Joe,
car to learn how to drive.
I had a 69 Galaxy. I think the engine was a 390.
Could have been.
That thing goes down the freeway at about 140 miles an hour, the front end just bouncing like a bouncy house.
My dad was kind of a car guy. He had a Studebaker Champion.
Now, with the surround back glass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was with the bullet nose?
Early 50s.
Nice.
That was his daily driver.
And was it a four-door?
I can't remember.
Because some of them, the back doors were suicide doors.
He had a 68 Pontiac Tempest, a 63 Ford Country Choir station wagon.
Wait a minute. That Tempest was a cool car.
Yeah. The CP had, what was the hot mid-60s Chevrolet that everyone wants now?
Probably
the Malibu?
The Chevelle or the Malibu?
Oh, she had a Chevelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, 66 Chevelle two-door.
Nice. Do you remember the motor?
Yeah, it was a six-cylinder.
Oh, well,
So it wouldn't be
still.
that.
Well, no.
Well, it would be coveted because somebody drop a LS1 into it.
Well,
and
how
off
do you
they
feel?
go.
What do you feel about the
I
LS
don't. I'm
swap?
an original guy.
Well, what
I
I
like
don't
original.
what I don't like about the LS swap is that these are the guys that are always on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So why can't you keep that thing running? It's a brand new engine.
The first MG I saw made me fall in love so much with MGs. It was half buried in a snowdrift. And I attempted to uncover the snow because I had never seen one. It was an MGA. And I just thought, well, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And so I've been concentrating on those over the years. I've had a couple, 3 of them.
That's okay. Stop there. That's what I don't understand about you. Is it something like, well, I've had it, I've enjoyed it, I want to move on to something else? Is that what it is? I don't see you falling in love with a vehicle and saving it until the day you die. What is that?
Because to me, the hunt and the chase is always more fun than the ownership.
Sure.
Finding them is more fun than owning them. I like finding golf balls better than playing golf. So on a larger scale, I like finding cars better than owning them. But some I've kept for years. My last MGA I had from 1969 through 1986.
Yeah, that's a
And
stretch.
I know who has it now, and I have right of first refusal.
So there's a chance you'd buy it back.
Absolutely.
You're the same way with boats, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The guy who currently has my 1938 Chris Craft, I have right of first refusal.
Do you get that way with acquiring? Because I'll want a guitar really badly, I'll acquire it, and then it'll sit in the corner for five years before I do anything with it.
Yeah.
Bob also acquired a 1972 green Nova that you couldn't ride around too long in because you'd become asphyxiated because there was a little hole.
Little leak.
It had the blue smoke coming out of the exhaust.
Internal ventilation, I think
It
is
was,
what. Yeah, right.
So you didn't want to take that thing down to Winona. That was his daily city car.
May I ask a question about Bob's mode of transportation?
Yes.
Did the self tanner come in the glove box, or did he have to stop and get that?
In the glove box.
Gotcha.
In the glove box, yeah.
The big heartbreak for me, Such, was this 60. I think it was a 60 Studebaker Hawk that my uncle owned. Drove it into the ground. My dad bought it. It was a ground-up restoration. We really worked for years and years. And when we were done with that thing, it was like a factory car, which is to say, it was garbage. I mean, Studebaker, come on. They made great-looking cars, but yeah, maybe the fit and finish wasn't that great. He sold that thing, and I still don't know why. I think it's what you described. We restored it. We did it. It's time to move on. And that's the car. I really wish I could find that individual car that we did.
I'm not proud of this, but 2 of the Triumph TR6s I've owned, I bought twice.
Yeah.
And one of them I still have. I think that has a fighting chance to not be sold.
Yeah.
That's the one I'll take to the Cedar Lake Speedway.
Well, you've got to put it in paper that goes to the boy. The oldest one.
That one I think it's got 22,000 miles on it. It's never been touched. It's all original.
Oh, wow.
Well, so we're getting to the point where, okay, let that go. First of all, the market prices aren't what they should be. And
Right.
2, where are you going to find another one?
Right.
Is buying the same vehicle twice equivalent to crossing the river twice?
No, it's equivalent to getting divorced and then remarried to the same gal.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is all right. A lot of people do it.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
The divorce didn't work out.
Right.
Wasn't that Camp's line?
The first one I bought again was the first one I owned, and I never could get it sorted out, as the British say.
Yeah.
So I sold it. Years and years and years went by, and the guy I sold it to called me and said, "I'm thinking to get rid of that. You got any tips?" And I was going to help him sell it. I'll just give him some tips.
Yeah.
And I said, "Of course, I need to see it." So I went and see it, and I had learned so much about them in the intervening years that it was a hell of a car.
Yeah.
It was much better than I remembered. So I bought it back from him and saved him the trouble of having to sell it. I, in turn, sold that one just last fall. And now there's another story about cars that a lot of people in this room know and a lot of people attending this event know. Car transporting has become a weird industry.
Boy.
Pretty much populated by Russian immigrants.
It's so funny that you and I had the same experience separately.
Yeah.
My nephew bought a car. He lives in Austin, had it shipped down there, and a guy with a flatbed trailer, long one,
Yeah.
got lost finding the most simple address where they had to go looking for him, barely understood a word of English, and my sister and my nephew had no confidence that that car would show up at their house in Austin.
Did your guy get lost in the McDonald's right over here?
Yeah, my guy, I had to go find him.
Yeah.
He was in a McDonald's on West 7th Street, and he kept showing me his phone. His phone was in Russian. All the language was Cyrillic.
What did it say?
It said, it didn't even say that.
Go to Joe's house on 4th Street,
Yeah.
1706.
And he had no earthly clue. And then I had to help him put it in there because
Yeah.
he did that wrong the first time.
Oh, boy.
And I do feel bad for whoever I sold it to, took delivery of that in Nashville. And he did get it, which shocked me that guy actually made it there.
So that's a business waiting for us. You realize that,
Well,
don't you?
from now on, if I ever got to the point where I bought something really, really charming and trustworthy and expensive, I think I would go and hire one of the major carriers.
I would just advertise on Bring a Trailer, not a Russian car delivery. That's what my business
Well,
would
I don't
be
mind
called.
that they have but they've cornered the business.
Yeah.
And the stuff they tow with sometimes doesn't work.
Well,
That's
Kenny
the
and I
problem.
both offered Royce to drive his convertible back from Florida, but he gave it away because I don't like paperwork. That's what
That's
I'm
right.
saying.
He
There's no
doesn't
market
like-
for.
He's not a car guy.
He does. You don't think?
No, he thinks the radiator cooling fan is called a propeller.
I did get a text from a few minutes ago. I am ready.
You want to talk to him?
Well, we can't.
Why?
We're not in the
we don't
studio.
have a phone, do we?
I am ready.
Right.
haven't you called me?
I don't want to read you a serious email.
Then let's
Don't
not.
get too serious.
I don't want to get too serious. I like reminiscing about cars, and we'll do more when we come back.
So we got an email from a GLer after hearing, and this guy was addressing the T-Weeder. He said, after hearing about the T-Weeder from you guys, I went to tweedertool.com. I ordered one, just finished trying it out, and I can report it works great. It was very easy to use, although he thinks there would be more effort required if you waited until the weeds are full grown. My advice, buy one now and use it now. If you haven't heard, this T-Weeder tool is actually invented by one of us, not one of us knuckleheads, but by a GLer. Tim, he moved to the lake, discovered he had a little bit of a lake weed problem. Like all of us, what do you do when you have a problem? You go to the garage, you figure it out. When he emerged, he had this rake-type tool made out of a lightweight aluminum, calls it the T-Weeder, 2 3-foot plates on the front, the business end, with offset teeth. It grabs and uproots these weeds. It's got 25 feet of line attached to it. Toss it out and jerk it into shore.
You mean throw it?
Yeah, throw it out, but you tug it. You don't pull it steady. You do the tugs, and everything in its path comes up. And it's on all weeds that you can usually pick by hand, the ones that don't have deep roots. And it's any aquatic weeds whatsoever. It's a one-man operation, but here's what you do. You do it like everything else. You do it in front of the kids. You go, check this out. And the next thing you know, you're sitting in the chair watching the kids do it. Like I said, online, free shipping, tweedertool.com. And all the information, pictures, and video, you'll find all of it there along with testimonials. Again, and everything about the T-Weeder made in the United States. All materials sourced from the US of A. tweedertool.com.
Did you order yours yet, Mr. Mayor?
Pardon?
Did you order yours yet?
The tea-weeder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I haven't, but I want to get one
Hey,
for the
before
kid.
we move on, I wanted to bring something up that happened between the three of us walking in. John came across a car that you had as a kid.
It was a Rambler, and I don't know what model it was. You know better than I.
But it was a Rambler wagon.
Station wagon.
Station wagon. Yeah.
And you had one. How old do you think you were?
I was probably 4-ish, 5-ish, something like that.
That Rambler wagon is the first memory of a car. My grandpa Olson had two of them living here in Minneapolis, South Minneapolis. He had his Sunday going to meeting, really nice one. And then he was a construction guy, building houses and stuff. And he had that thing. He drove that thing into the ground. But I always thought that it was curious that he bought two of the same.
Rook?
Yes, sir.
When's this from? What do you think?
Oh, I'm thinking.
I'm holding up a
Wait,
Garage Logic hat.
How's the quality?
Very good.
Okay, those are the good years. That's probably 05. That's probably 05.
I found this,
That's
baby.
when they poured some money into the.
I know you're not supposed to wear a hat indoors, but I found my.
All of us?
Well,
original.
basically, you're in the garage. Look at you got garage doors.
That's open.
This is a garage.
Yeah. But
What
I
a turn of
found-
events, though. You're the only one wearing one, and the rest of us are not.
But I found this, and I thought, well, that's too nice to not pay attention to. So I'll tell you a new car story. I was an SHO fan for a while. Taurus came out with something called an SHO.
Super high output.
That's right.
I remember you driving
You had
that thing.
you had a red one and then a green one.
That's right. And the green one, I'm not going to mention the dealer where I bought it from, but I took it home, and the brakes were really, really iffy. I mean, to the point where
She might stop.
I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't turn around and go directly back to the dealer. I don't recall that. I got home and had to use the emergency brake to stop it. The brake lines were not connected. Now, why was I stopping? Something was connected, but not all of them.
I wonder if they popped off, if they weren't
So
fully threaded.
I'm not saying that the build quality has improved. I'm saying the build quality has really improved.
Yeah.
And that was as recent as, what would those have been? Late 80s. And they were neat. They had Yamaha engines.
What?
Those are essentially Yamaha motorcycle engines. Great big Yamaha engines in the Taurus SHO.
Ah, you're on drugs.
Wanna
You're on the
bet?
dope.
Look it up.
Really?
Taurus, the SHO had Yamaha engines.
I was.
There's Taurus, there's SHO Club. My brother had an SHO.
Really?
Oh, big. It was a really cool car.
I never would've
When
guessed.
it had brakes, it was a hell of a car.
I was commiserating with the roommate last night. I told her I've never, and she didn't believe this, that you used to be able to go down to the dealership and order a car with everything that you want in it, all the specifications, and sometimes that would end up resulting in a one-of-a-kind.
Yeah.
And it would be a very rare car
Can't
today.
you do that today?
I was going to ask you, have you
Of
ever...
course you can, yeah.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever ordered a car with all the accessories that you want?
No.
No, I want it all stock.
No. Well, it would have been.
would have been
Who
stock.
said that? Rookie? Well, it would have been all stock if the
Yeah.
accessories came
Just
from
like
the-
my motorcycle. Don't put any pedals on it.
The Ford Super High Output V8 engine designed and built by Ford in conjunction with the Yamaha Motor Corporation.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
It's funny, Matthew, that you would come to a car event and then mock everybody here.
I'm just mocking these guys, not these
Well,
guys. These are my
Rook,
friends.
they were mentioning the SHO. You and I drive the SHI.
Right, SHI, you know what.
So,
How
Joe,
did those negotiations go for that first show? How did, you were kicking some tires, running the numbers? How
You
did
know,
that
I got
go?
news for you. That bleep you're driving will soon be eligible to be here at this show.
I'm in.
so I've been texting with Jay, the owner of the 1918 American La France. He is not here at the moment. He's actually at Matt's having a Juicy Lucy.
I don't blame him.
And he said that support bus that you talked about fondly will be outside of the Mall of America here in a few hours if you want to head down there and see
It's
that.
not at the Mall of America. It's at the Doubletree Hilton, which is vastly across the
But
parking lot.
remember, these guys are from out of town.
Yeah, I got a Facebook message from a certain fellow we know
Yeah.
Who may or may not be sitting in the front
who
row.
informed me all about the Doubletree, just so you know.
So can I ask a question on behalf of all of Gumption County? Please tell us you're not going to be one of these knuckle draggers that finds your way out to the beach. Hey, you guys mind if I follow you and then maybe meet up down in Canyon when you
Me?
go down
Are you
your
talking to?
Yes. What is your plan for the following
My
weekend?
plan remains private.
You
so
You're
he is.
100% going to do it.
No, my plan remains very quiet. I don't want to let out.
Is that orange?
Chris, when my phone exploded last night, I thought it was another stupid family text and somebody had died. It was literally bing, 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 bing. It was all these 3-second videos that Such.
I don't waste my time with the video.
No.
I keep them short.
3 to 5 second videos.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see. Oh,
Yeah.
I
Now,
don't,
now, for everyone here and everyone listening, this back to the we are at back to the 50s, but the great race will leave here tomorrow at noon. Staggered departures, 1 minute. They are not in a speed contest. In fact, what I noticed last night, walking the parking lot to stare at them all the cars, they all have their speedometers and tachometers papered over. They don't want to see them. They run with their own timing devices. They have their own. They have their own fashion clocks, however they want to do
probably
it.
satellite.
And there's, you saw a lot of stuff that would be hooked up to GPS and satellite, and that's what they're following. They don't, maybe they don't trust their cars, or maybe this race is so specifically designed to award punctuality. That's why a guy can get away with running something built in 1920. It's not about speed. It's about how you follow directions and follow math. And I'm very serious when I say the math part is probably taking me out of any future consideration. I'm not trying to be funny.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So I either have to just be the driver and get a math whiz as the
You need a good co-pilot.
What's the word I want?
Let's
What's
go,
the word
boss.
I'm thinking of? The navigator.
There
That's
you
the
go.
word. I either would have to get an extraordinarily good navigator, or I'm out because I would screw it up.
Here's the thing with you. You have a personality disorder. You will not be able to follow instructions.
But I wouldn't have to. Have you heard what I've been saying?
You wouldn't.
The navigator
Joe,
would do
Joe,
it. No, you follow the navigator's instructions.
You won't be able to do that. You cannot pull that off.
I can't tell you how much money I would pay for
The
just
hell I can't.
2 minutes of video of rookie riding shotgun of
Well,
you
he
guys
couldn't do it.
down to South Carolina. Yeah, so I think you turn left and then
So what's fun about this also, and we discovered when we were talking with Jeff, the race director, they don't say go 10 miles, take a left on County 11, and then go down to 14 and take a right. They just say take the fourth right.
If you see asphalt on the next right, take it.
Yeah.
They don't name the streets.
No.
So it really is up to the navigator. They're on their way, folks. Tomorrow they leave. 9 days later, they arrive in North
It's
Carolina.
like 3,000 miles.
It's a big, big deal.
Yeah,
It costs them a lot of money to enter it, but I think first place is $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's worth the effort, and it's fantastic. And there's a big part of me that says, well, that's right up my alley. Except the reality is, I wouldn't get out of Minnesota. I'd screw it up. I'd end up in North Dakota when I was supposed to be in Illinois.
And like we were talking on the way over, you'd need a real genius as a navigator.
Perfect,
Not just a mechanic, but somebody with the instincts to fix something. Like replace a part that hasn't been made
What do you
in
want?
40
What
I
years.
do you
got
got?
a guy
Here we
in
go.
mind.
Yeah.
I got
I
the
got a
hook
guy
plug.
in
You're going to
mind.
run that right by the bypass lane, pick it up through the fuel pump, and
Oh,
then,
you missed your turn.
drop it on the tree. Yeah, we missed the turn, so we're good.
My friend Big O is not only a brilliant mechanic, electrician, but also a brilliant mathematician and would be the brilliant navigator. He's been spoken for. he might end up in one of these races
Is
by
he a
a
local
friend
guy?
of mine
Oh.
who wants to campaign and has been accepted a 1974 TR6, which he could do next year or the year after, right? Because it's
so
74.
We've got to be part of the support crew.
And Big O would be his navigator.
Let's just be support. We're running in an AC vehicle. We're having
yeah,
fun. We're,
yeah.
You know, bending the elbow,
They
pulling a
want to
cord.
do it. They've had many adventures. I'm sure they could pull this off.
Be a lot of fun.
But so that guy, the Big O, he'd have to be my guy, and he's spoken for. And I'm not sure he wants to do that for 9 years.
I'm really curious as to how he got that nickname, but maybe that's for off air. huh?
Careful.
Well, because it's his first name.
Oh, I see.
His first name is Oren.
Okay. Well, that wasn't as fun as I thought.
Imagine
it was
if our
gonna be.
Big O, Orville. Oh, yes, you lost that turn.
But
Rest
then
in
if he
peace.
saw somebody like a policeman, he'd say, well, officer, we weren't speeding at all. We were just
Right.
happened to be
We were
going
not
30
speeding
miles an hour.
whatsoever.
GLers, thank you for being here, and thanks for O'Gara's for having
Thank you,
us.
Danny.
Thanks
Thank
to
you,
the-
Danny and Chris.
Can I
Thanks to
interrupt?
the big
family?
nuts people. Yes, John.
Can I interrupt just
Yes,
for a
John.
minute? The fellow over there gave me a little note.
Yes.
The fellow we all know and love. And he says, I'm 3 miles from Doubletree. Look for the GL flag flying from the back of my Kia Sportage. But here's the weird part. You turn it around, and he gave it to me on this card.
What's the card?
The card is James Ingebetson, activist, mischief coordinator, the Engie experience.
It's the
He
experience.
has,
got
he has
his
a
own
business
business
card
cards.
for the Engie experience.
I've been doing radio.
I
since
guess Joe's
19
eating now, so I
Joe,
guess that's
yeah,
the end of
is
the
that
show.
the end of the show?
I don't
then?
have cards.
I guess we're done.
Joe needs a napkin now. He's motioning for the napkins. Does that mean I need to send us to the out queue? Is that? Oh, Joe's done.
I'm done.
Okay, well, thank you
I'm
once
done.
again to We Are Nuts.
Thanks for
and
being here, folks. Good luck.
WeAreNutsMN.com.
Thank you to J. Marie Fieger.
Yep, thanks to Danny O'Gara for having us out.
Thank you to We Are Nuts.
Please do us a favor.
Didn't I say all that?
No, you did not.
Yes,
Please
I did.
do us a favor and
Thank you
subscribe
to
to the
fine
Garage
folks at
Logic
MSRA.
YouTube channel.
Thanks to Reavers.
Yep, we'll just call it a day.